This video in the Doing Your Dissertation video series considers the first step of the research process, choosing a topic. We'll consider ways of finding inspiration for a topic and how to narrow down your idea in terms of focus and scope so that you can identify a suitable research question. There are three key questions you should keep in mind throughout the process of researching and choosing your topic. The first is, does it really interest me? Interest is crucial for any dissertation as it will keep you motivated even when you encounter challenges. But of course you also want to do a good job, so it also makes sense to try to play to your strengths as much as you can. So try to balance your strengths with your interest in a particular topic. Perhaps the most important of all, though, is to consider whether the topic is researchable. In other words, are there enough sources, data, and existing research and writing on the topic for you to be able to conduct in-depth research and write, say, 15,000 words about it? Or if collecting data with human participants, will it be feasible to obtain ethics consent and recruit and collect the data required in the time you have? Alternatively, something might be researchable in principle, but if the topic has been researched extensively or there's consensus already in the field, how will you find a new angle for your own research? So how can you find inspiration for a topic? The obvious starting point for identifying a topic is to review your previous modules. Which modules did you enjoy or were you passionate about? Which topics within these modules did you find particularly interesting? Do you remember wishing that there'd been an essay question or lab report assignment on topic X in module Y, for example? You'll also probably remember when you did particularly well on a particular assignment or module, which could help you to weigh up the balance between interest and your strengths. You may also have had personal or professional experiences that have made you interested or passionate about a particular topic, such as being a victim of fraud, being a keen sports person, experiencing barriers to learning through disability, or working in a particular business environment. Such personal and professional experiences may therefore be a good source for inspiration. Just remember that if a personal experience was distressing, you should consider whether this might make it difficult to research the topic in depth over a long period of time, or whether you'll be able to research the topic in a balanced, objective way. If you are not yet working in an area related to your degree, you may want to consider choosing a topic that will give you an edge in job applications and interviews. For example, if you're studying computer science and want to work in cybersecurity, choosing a topic in cybersecurity with a practical focus for your dissertation will demonstrate to future employers that you have a strong interest in the field and can demonstrate specialist knowledge as well as practical competence in that field. Current events and debates may also be a rich source for research topics. What's been in the news? Have there been major changes locally or globally, such as the rise in populism or recent large-scale cyber attacks? Have existing practices or ideas been questioned or new initiatives proposed, such as driverless cars, generative AI, or climate change, for example? Just remember that even if something has gained a lot of media attention, there still needs to be some academic research on the topic in order for it to be a viable research topic. So if you do choose a current debate, make sure you also check the academic literature to ensure there are enough relevant academic sources on the topic. Finally, it may be that you've always wanted to learn about a particular topic, but haven't been able to because it hasn't been in any of your modules. In such cases, it may seem obvious to research that topic for your dissertation. However, if it hasn't been covered in any of your modules, it may be that there are no academics with expertise in that area, which may make it difficult for you to find an appropriate supervisor. It's also worth remembering that a completely new topic will require you to do a lot more reading in order to get a strong knowledge base for undertaking a dissertation in that area. Conversely, choosing from topics you've studied previously will mean that you'll already be familiar with key issues in the existing research literature and that there are lecturers who could supervise you. So by asking yourself these types of questions, you'll hopefully be able to draw up an initial list of potential topic areas. Once you've a couple of ideas for a topic, you need to start narrowing down your ideas. First, you can use mind maps to brainstorm your topics and narrow down your options. If you've more than one idea, Do a mind map for each topic so you can compare the mind maps to help you see which topics might be the most researchable. First, put your central topic in the middle. Think of keywords or questions related to your topic and start adding branches to your mind map, showing the connections between ideas. In this example, we can see there are 6 branches from the central topic, plus several branches and sub-branches on each of the main branches. If your mind map is shallow, then there might not be enough for this topic to be researchable. But if you have deeper networks of branches, like in this example, then there are probably enough sub-questions and subtopics for the topic as a whole to be viable. Once you've identified a topic, you need to ensure that your topic is specific and focused enough to be researchable within the given time frame and word limit of the final write-up. This is often referred to as the scope of the project. How much are you trying to cover, and is that achievable in the time available and within the word limit? If your topic is too broad and you attempt to cover too much, you may run out of time or risk your dissertation becoming superficial. So think of your topic as a bit like a pea pod. Your aim should be to identify 1 or 2 specific peas to focus on rather than the whole pod. In terms of this mind map, for example, it's of course not feasible in a 12,000 word dissertation to research the whole of racism in the criminal justice system, but one of the branches may well provide a more specific researchable focus, such as issues of racial discrimination in sentencing, or stop and search laws as they relate to people from Black and minority ethnic backgrounds. At this point, it will be useful to start reading around your chosen topic in order to identify what has and hasn't already been researched and whether there are enough sources to draw on. Also, as you read, you'll develop more knowledge and understanding, which should help you to further refine your topic and turn it into a research question. Later videos in this series cover the process of reviewing the literature and reading critically, but at this stage some general searches plus perhaps some reading of journal abstracts, textbook chapters or core readings from your modules should start to give you a good idea of the existing literature on the subject. So to summarise, choosing a topic may feel overwhelming initially, but if you use the 3 key questions, does it really interest me, does it play to my strengths, and is it researchable, and look for inspiration from previous modules, personal or professional experiences, future career plans, or current issues and hot topics, then this should help you to identify some topics that would be suitable for your dissertation. Use mind maps to help you narrow it down once you've got those initial ideas, and read as widely as you can at this stage to get a feel for the existing literature. The next video considers the process of identifying a specific research question and drafting a preliminary title for your dissertation.